You're watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
A weapon is not to blame for a hunter's death tonight. It was a sinkhole. Good evening once again. Good to have you along here tonight, everybody. I'm David Oliver. The Pulaski County Sheriff says a man fell early this morning in Buckhorn. Last night, the man told his wife he had killed a deer and he was going to go back outside in the woods to get it. Here's a picture from the sheriff's office. When the man did not return, a search team started looking and eventually found him in the 70-foot deep sinkhole. The sheriff believes the sinkhole may have opened up after last month's heavy rains in the area. The victim is 31-year-old Curtis Powelson. And you know, the city of Springfield gets calls about sinkholes opening up nearly every week. Laura Kennedy looked into why this area seems to be so prone to sinkholes and if there's a way to detect them. Laura?
Well, it's all about geology and the type of rock we have below the surface here in the Ozarks. The same reason Missouri is the cave state, unfortunately, makes it a prime area for those dangerous sinkholes.
Sinkholes are unpredictable and they open up all the time in the Ozarks.
They're cave passage or where underground water is flowing usually, and it's eroding some of the soil away.
Doug Guzet is a geology professor at MSU. He explains the ground in Missouri is composed of rock that erodes very easily. That's why we have so many caves, but also many possible sinkholes. So the big question is, can we tell where they are?
There are some things that some engineering firms do called geophysical testing. I don't recommend it for homeowners. They're usually several $1,000s to start.
Another device that looks just like a lawnmower actually tests the ground using radar waves.
To detect sinkholes, it's called ground penetrating radar. However, this is not practical for your everyday homeowner to use because it's expensive and it only sees 10 feet under the ground.
In Florida, where you have a very sandy soil, the radar waves can penetrate through enough that you might see the rock. Around here, we just don't get that, and so it's not used very often.
So testing is difficult and expensive, but there are ways people can watch for possible telltale signs of sinkholes.
If they find a patch of their yard that clearly drains differently, dries out differently.
However, Guzet says finding a potential sinkhole is truly up to luck and timing.
Exactly. It is a complete gamble.
Until the technology to test the ground can catch up to the danger.
He says that the major rainfall the Ozarks received this summer could cause more of those sinkholes to open, especially in the areas hardest hit by flooding.
Laura, thanks. Jamie Warner is here once again now to talk about any more rain chances in the Ozarks.
Well, we've seen a couple of days where we have seen at least spotty shower and thunderstorm activity, and it looks like we're going to have a shot at maybe seeing some additional rain, especially late this week. Here's a look at the 48-hour rainfall totals, though, across the area. Pretty impressive to the north. Camdenton and Rolla, well over an inch of rainfall. Here in Springfield, not too shabby, at just shy of half an inch. Areas to the south, though, have just not seen the rain that areas to the north have, and that's not good news. Remember, before we got this rain over the last couple of days, most of the area had gone about a month or more with only a few 1/100ths of an inch of rainfall. Well, out there this evening, there's just a few spotty, very light showers. You can see a few of these in Wright County right now and Douglas County. This won't amount to much. It'll move on out. Don't be too worried about what you see down in Oklahoma. That appears to be weakening. But I do think later tonight we could see some additional shower activity try to develop across the area. Temperatures will drop out of the 70s into the upper 60s. Maybe a shower or two around at 7 o'clock in the morning. But I think tomorrow we'll see more sun than we've seen the last couple of days. And that will mean hotter temperatures. But this heat won't last. Cooler weather is on the way again.
New information at 10 tonight about that shooting at the Washington Navy Yard. Investigators are now sorting through hundreds of tips as they try to learn the gunman's motive. They say tonight Aaron Alexis opened fire, of course, yesterday, killing 12 people before he was killed. Alexis was working as a defense contractor at the Navy Yard complex. Now, he cleared security with his ID. The Secretary of the Navy has now ordered a rapid review of security procedures at all Navy and Marine Corps installations. And Color 10 News asked former U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft today about that shooting there at the Navy Yard in Washington. Ashcroft spoke here at home at Evangel University for Constitution Day. He tells us it's difficult to tell if people with a criminal history are capable of committing more serious crimes.
And sometimes the proof is contrary to the fact that a person is safe, and it's only manifest when the person acts out so substantially that the lives of others and significant numbers of others are lost.
Ashcroft also told us that the U.S. needs to be careful when dealing with Syria, but he did not comment on whether he supports a U.S. strike there. Missouri's U.S. senators tonight want policy changes at Table Rock Lake to be cleared up. Color 10 previously reported that the Army Corps of Engineers recently decided that nonprofits must send the money collected from fees to the government instead of keeping those fees for maintenance at the lake. Now, that could lead to camp closures and layoffs. Senator McCaskill released a statement today saying Army Corps leadership should be embarrassed by this, and it's up to them to find a solution that protects folks in this area from service disruptions or higher costs. And Senator Roy Blunt gave Color 10 News this statement saying Missouri families and businesses who live, work, and vacation at Table Rock Lake deserve to do so without needless uncertainty. In tonight's education coverage here at 10, a creative solution to an age-old problem. Missouri State President Cliff Smart says former President Dr. Mike Nitzel knew the art and design program needed some new and better designed spaces. And now the university has Brick City. Color 10's Lori Patton took a tour today.
MSU student Morgan Baum is an art education major.
I really like it.
Tuesday is her printmaking class. She's also in Brick City for art education and her fibers class.
It's really nice just having them all in like a nicer, newer location with all the studio classes together.
Baum says the industrial feel of the renovated buildings lets the students' work shine.
It's kind of plain, but obviously our art is like kind of decorating the walls, and we get to put installations and stuff different places for different classes, and so we kind of spice it up a little bit.
MSU President Cliff Smart credits former President Mike Nitzel with a creative vision that turned these once run-down buildings into newly renovated studio space.
And so thank you. Thank you for that vision.
Smart referenced the former digs of a ceramics class in the same building as an abandoned swimming pool on the MSU campus.
Art didn't need to be in the basement.
Missouri Governor Jay Nixon says Missouri has a rich artistic history, including Scott Joplin, Walt Disney, and Mark Twain.
We have creativity that has been a key role for our past, is also a pathway to our future.
All right, Lori Patton tonight. Thanks. By the way, Building 1 in Brick City opened this fall. Brick City Buildings 3 and 4 opened in 2010 and 2008. There are additional art and design classes in those buildings, and they also share space with Marlin Advertising Agency and the University of Missouri Kansas City Pharmacy Program. In tonight's medical coverage here at 10, the Missouri Hospital Association hopes for an improvement in the number of Missourians with health insurance. Our Lindsay Klein found a new study that shows Missouri ranks below average in terms of its population's health.
David, that report released today shows how insurance coverage in the Show Me state is affecting the health and productivity of its people. Last year, Missouri ranked 8th worst in the nation among 50 states in the District of Columbia. On average, an uninsured Missourian was treated in one of our state's hospital emergency departments every minute of every day during 2012. The Missouri Hospital Association released a report today concerning health insurance in the Show Me state, and the results are shocking.
We found that in 11 counties and in the city of St. Louis that life expectancy was actually less than in Vietnam or Venezuela, Honduras, or Lebanon. And we basically the rough equivalent of life expectancy in Iran.
He says the study reveals that there are too many Missourians living without health insurance.
We're 42nd in the nation relative to health status. 2 decades ago, we were right in the middle at 24. And it shows that we have a long way to go to be a healthy population.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, more than 807,000 Missourians were without health coverage in 2010. Nearly 3 out of 4 were in a working family.
If you look at the current eligibility level for Medicaid, which is for the poor, you have to be so incredibly impoverished to qualify for Medicaid that you almost couldn't be working. To qualify as a custodial parent, as a parent who has children in Missouri, you have to make the equivalent of $9.59 a day to qualify. And no working person would really qualify for that.
The health insurance marketplace is set for enrollment in October and will start actually producing benefits in January. Dillon says in order for Missouri's economy to grow, we need to make sure people are healthy enough to go to work, and health insurance and health care are components of that. You can check out some health care resources and upcoming changes by clicking on the healthcare tab on our website, ozarksfirst.com. David.
Lindsay Klein, thanks. Urgent, serious, and concerning. Those are the new threat levels for superbugs. The Centers for Disease Control has now come up with this new plan because of the prevalence of bacteria that are immune to antibiotics. Resistant germs can grow and multiply. Now that means if you become ill with certain infections and none of the existing drugs work for you anymore, health officials say that could become a major health crisis.
If we can't develop new antibiotics that will kill some of these bacteria that have now become resistant, then we're not going to be able to treat them.
The CDC also says tonight preventing infection starts with practicing good hygiene, safe food handling, and only taking antibiotics when absolutely necessary.
What better way to give to children than to allow these kids to have a normal camp experience?
A big donation tonight helps a camp that helps kids with special needs. The amount Camp Barnabas received today. We invite you to be our friend on Facebook. It's easy to do. Look for the Facebook icon right there on our website. You'll find us at ozarksfirst.com. Tonight, New Attend a Camp for Kids with Disabilities has $10,000 to help make the experience more enjoyable. Today, Justice Jewelers donated the money to Camp Barnabas. The camp, located in Purdy, gives more than 1,500 kids every summer a chance to take part in activities that they otherwise wouldn't get to do.
They're kids. They're kids that have just been born with either developmental, physical, or intellectual disabilities. And what better way to give to children than to allow these kids to have a normal camp experience?
Most of our kids receive one form of scholarship or another to come to camp. So the contributions to our scholarship fund are obviously extremely important so that we can make sure all who want to come to camp get to come to camp.
Over the years, Justice Jewelers has given more than $300,000 to Camp Barnabas. A baseball fan's lawsuit against the Kansas City Royals goes all the way to the Missouri Supreme Court. John Coomer says Slugger, the mascot, hit him in the face with a hot dog back in 2009 and injured his eye. Now he wants $25,000. The suit alleges that Slugger lost control of his throw and was reckless. Jamie is back with an update on the forecast.
And this evening, we're finding mainly dry conditions. In fact, I saw some peekaboo moonshine outside earlier this evening. That harvest moon, it's here now as we approach fall. Let's take a quick look at radar. You see a few light showers to the east. Will we see more developing later tonight? We'll take a look at the chances for that and the rest of the week's forecast coming up.
And now weather with Color 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner.
All right, well, things are a lot drier out there this evening than they were, say, 5 hours or so ago when we had a little band of rainfall extending across a large portion of at least the northwestern third of the viewing area. What's left of those showers is now shifted east of Highway 65 and really broken up. Just a few light spotty showers in areas like Phelps County south down through Shannon County and Oregon County. Had a few light showers near Koshkonong. Right now we have a few light showers in parts of Wright County near the Mansfield area and even a few light showers passing across Ava. This doesn't amount to much, really just some sprinkles. And you can see further west along in West 65 there's really nothing going on. I don't think it'll necessarily stay that way. Basically, we're looking at some of the same ingredients that we had last night. We still have that frontal boundary to the south. It's slowly moving north now as a warm front, and we still have moisture, a lot of it in the atmosphere sitting on top of the area, plus we have a little bit of a low-level jet, which will tend to focus across this region. So there will be the possibility that some additional shower activity may try to develop later on tonight, and maybe carry forward into the morning hours on Wednesday, with maybe a resurgence of some spotty shower thunderstorm activity in the afternoon, given how moist the atmosphere is. But I think the bigger story tomorrow will be a return of sunshine, and with that, a return of warm temperatures. And we're going to find that on Thursday as well, as that warm front surges to the north, and behind it warm air floods the region. Highs on Thursday could get up near 90 degrees, as we're going to find mostly sunny skies and the capability to get that warm. Now, by the end of the day, showers and thunderstorms are going to be lining up along this front, and that front is going to arrive in our area on Friday, and it looks like it will bring with it a good solid round of showers and thunderstorms and soaking rainfall. Not worried about flooding. Looks like most of the area should get some decent rain out of this, especially compared to what we've seen the last couple of days, which have been rather spotty. Rainfall amounts probably around 1/4 to 1/2 inch in general, with some areas seeing maybe more and maybe a few locations seeing less. But the bottom line is a good opportunity at some much needed rainfall. And then behind that, just in time for the weekend, Canadian comfort coming into the area. It looks like wonderful, wonderful temperatures, very similar to this past weekend, maybe even a little cooler coming for this upcoming weekend. Overnight tonight, temperatures dropping into the 60s. They're in the 70s right now. About 67 for a low tonight in Springfield, 66 down to our south in Harrison, 65 in Mountain Home. I think the better chance for any spotty showers later tonight will tend to be further north, along and north of Highway 60. For tomorrow, that'll be the case again tomorrow. A few light showers possible in the morning, maybe a spotty shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon with that daytime heating. And it'll be warm, warmer than we've seen the last couple of days. 87 in Lake Ozark, 86 in Springfield, down to our south in Harrison, 87. Then it looks like about 88 for a high in Springfield on Thursday, but some spots could hit 90. Friday, it looks like a cloudy day with showers and thunder around, probably nearly all of the day. 75 for the high as a result of the clouds and the rain. Saturday and Sunday, we'll see highs in the mid-70s, morning lows in the 50s here in Springfield, maybe down near the upper 40s in Springfield Sunday morning. I think areas east and north of Springfield, though, will likely drop into the 40s Sunday morning, and then again on Monday morning. And you can see that very, very nice weather pattern lingering into early next week, Monday and Tuesday. Just a slow warming trend with highs back up around 80 come Tuesday. But that forecast right there, if you didn't already know it, really reflects the fact that fall is here.
And it officially starts next week, right?
It officially starts on Sunday.
On Sunday, okay.
On Sunday, on the 22nd.
All right, Jamie, thanks.
You bet.
3-2 is hit out to deep left field, and this ball is off the wall.
The St. Louis Cardinals are trying to power their way back into sole possession of first place. Dan Lucy is coming up with sports with highlights from Colorado and KC next.
And now, Color 10 Sports with Dan Lucy.
The Missouri State Bears will return home to Plaster Field for a bear fight with Central Arkansas Saturday. The Central Arkansas Bears ranked 13th in the latest FCS college football poll. Missouri State still looking for its first win of 2013. In our Bear Nation report, Missouri State will need to clean up its mistakes if it can pull the upset on Saturday night. In the Bears' 3-point loss at Murray State, they committed 14 penalties for 100 yards and failed to get any points on a first and goal at the end of the first half. Missouri State did generate nearly 600 yards of offense. That would help against Central Arkansas.
Yeah, mistakes come along with playing those. 99 snaps, 14 penalties, and 99 snaps. I'd like to see that number down, but that's a lot of plays to be out there playing. It's a little frustrating just as a team-wise, not just for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, but, I mean, we got to get back out here and get back to work and get ready for the next opponent.
The bad news for the St. Louis Cardinals is that they've lost 3 of their last 5 games. The good news is that the skid has not cost them any ground in the National League Central race. Going to tonight's game in Colorado, St. Louis still tied for first. Here's a look at that NL Central race going into the action. Cards and Pirates tied for first, but check out Cincinnati. The Reds just 2.5 games back. Joe Kelly starting for the Cardinals, trying to rebound from his first loss in a month. St. Louis would strike first in the first. Yadier Molina singles to center. John Jacobs in a score, and it was a 1-0 lead. St. Louis gets another in the second. Matt Carpenter, a seeing eye single pass first into right. Daniel Descalzo scores to make it 2-0 Cardinals. St. Louis with a big third inning. Molina again. This time he golfs it to left. It would bounce off the wall out there. Matt Holliday scores on the double to make it 3-0. And then Matt Adams follows by rifling this shot to left. Molina scores. It's 4-0. More Cardinal fun in that third inning. Daniel Descalzo shoots this into the right field corner. It gets down fair. It's a triple. Adams and David Freese both score 6-0. Right now it's a 10-4 St. Louis lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cards currently 87-63, and they'll continue this series tomorrow night. The Kansas City Royals continue their series with Cleveland. Both the Royals and Indians are 1-2 behind Detroit in the American League Central. KC bringing in rookie Yordano Ventura to make his big league debut, and the kid was coming in the middle of a hot playoff race. Check out the American League wildcard race. Indians, Orioles, Royals, and Yankees all within 2.5 games of the playoffs. Ventura pitched at Northwest Arkansas at the end of last season. He would strike out Jason Kipnis to end the first inning right here. And then his teammates would give him the lead in the bottom of the first inning. Eric Hosmer would shoot the gap in left center. Emilio Bonifacio rounds third and heads for home. Bad throw. It actually hits the pitcher's mound. He scores to make it 1-0. KC would load the bases in the third. Salvador Perez lifts this fly ball to left. Bonifacio tags and scores to make it 2-0 Royals. More Royal runs in that third inning. Mike Moustakas would double to left. Hosmer comes in to make it 3-0. Ventura was still throwing BBs, but Cleveland would tie it up, and then they would take the lead in the 8th inning as Jubal Cabrera lines this one to left off Alex Gordon's glove. That's ruled a double. Drew Stubbs comes in to score to make it 4-3 Indians, and the Indians win 5-3. Royals are now 79-72, and they will continue this series tomorrow night at the K. And finally tonight, college volleyball at the O'Reilly Family Event Center. Drury Panthers hosting College of the Ozarks. Drury opening up a 4-match homestand tonight against the Bobcats, and Drury with the first set, very, very close. Drury getting the ball to Sarah Borneman with the kill at the net to put the Panthers up 20-18. She ended up with 19 kills on the match. C of O hanging with them along the net. Mallory Boone with the soft touch there. It was 21-19 in that first set. C of O actually won that first set, 26-24, but Drury would rally to take the match 3-2. And that is sports. Royals lose, Cardinals up big.
But the Royals and the Yankees are in the same spot trying to get
exactly.
Who would have thunk it, right?
And then you've got the other. I mean, it's close, but they got to win, and the Royals gave up 5 unanswered runs tonight, so that's not good.
All right, thanks, Dan. Final word after you see this.
are tonight's winning lottery numbers. Color 10 News will continue in a moment.
Some more rain coming Friday?
Dan, did you see the forecast?
Yeah, I did see the forecast. Did you hear me? I was yelling at you at 6.
You weren't even here, and he was throwing you out of the bus at 6.
Back to my old tricks of last year, where it only rains on Friday Night Football. It does look like we will get some rain, though, Friday. Hopefully we'll move most of that rain out, though, in time for those Friday night games. Temperatures are going to feel pretty good. 75 on Friday after some heat the next couple of days, and this weekend looking gorgeous for college football. Saturday, high of 75 and 76 and low humidity and lots of sun on Sunday.
Despite the rain, we will look forward to first and 10.
And Saturday night, the Bears playing at night, Saturday night, so that'd be a good game.
It's going to be a little cool.
And if you can get no lightning and get the rain out by 7, you'll be all right.
okay? We'll be okay?
Can you guarantee it here on live television? No.
Sure.
Maybe. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
No.